What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Today we're out here working on our 2018 Ram 2500 with the Cummins diesel. Started having a couple problems with it. One of them was with the DEF system, and that's what we're going to address today, so stay tuned. So a little backstory, this truck, like I said, is a 2018. It's got right at 145,000 miles on it. We've towed multiple times across the country with it, pulling our fifth wheel. It has been absolutely bulletproof. It's been a fantastic truck, never given me a lick of problems anywhere until recently. About a month ago, I had a random check engine light start coming on and off. Wouldn't stay on for long, so I didn't too much worry about it. The truck was running great. Didn't really see no issues. Then about a week ago, I noticed that I had a little shift issue. It didn't want to shift right. Shut the truck off, started back up. It was good. It's been fine ever since. Then I had a check engine light come on. It stayed on. So what I wanted to do was get to an AutoZone, let them pull the codes just to see what codes were stored in there, and then do some research and see maybe what was going on. In the process, before I could get to an AutoZone, I got the dreaded DEF issue C dealer. I think the message exactly says service DEF system C dealer. That is probably the last thing anybody that owns a diesel wants to see. The DEF system is a very expensive thing to work on, especially at a dealership. So I went ahead and went on to AutoZone. They pulled the codes out. There were three codes. There was a turbo actuator code in there, there was a transmission code in there, and then there was a p2048 reductant injection valve circuit low. That's a mouthful, but upon doing some research, it looked like that was an issue with the DEF fluid injector that's bolted into the exhaust system. So I looked up, I found a way to test it. Luckily, there is one in stock. It's not super close to here, but I'm going to show you guys how we test that and then how to remove it. Luckily, it's not a super hard deal to remove, but get on the truck and show you guys how we diagnosed it. All right, so now we're back on the truck, and here is the part that we're talking about. You can see the connector right here on top, and then on the back is the hose that feeds the DEF fluid into the injector, and then it shoots it into your exhaust system, and it does what DEF systems do. So the reason that I got under here and started testing this thing is because I also got the dreaded 150 miles until I'm reduced to 5 mile an hour message. So that's pretty scary. I'm glad this didn't happen while I was out towing. But the way we're going to test this, we're going to take this connector off, and then we're going to put a multimeter on those pins, and we're going to do an ohms resistance test. So the way you're going to get that connector off, you're going to come on this side. Now I've already done this test, so I've already had this connector off, but there's a red tab right here on top of the connector. You're going to push that red tab up with a screwdriver, and that's going to let you squeeze this tab, and then you can pull it off. So I've already got it off. That's why it came off so easy. So you can do this without taking it out of the exhaust system. Just to verify, you can't see down in there, but there's two pins. You can feel them with it. When you put your multimeter in there, you can feel them pretty good. And when I checked mine, I got no continuity at all, which seems to be what others have found when they've tested them and the injector was bad. So you can reach around from the back side and the front here with your other hand, kind of up through this hole, and get your meter in there to at least try to test it. I feel like I got a pretty good connection on those two pins and didn't get anything. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out and then we'll test it once we get it out just to verify. So to remove this, you're gonna push in on this connector, and then you're gonna need to squeeze this tab, and then it should pull right off. So, let's see if we can make that happen. See if I can do it with one hand, probably not. I can. So, I have not taken this off yet, so that was easy. I did it with one hand and holding the camera. So now the tricky part is going to be getting these bolts out. You can see I've already sprayed them down. I've soaked them down with some PB Blaster. I've had excellent luck in the past using that on exhaust bolts to kind of help them free up. Those are 10mm bolts, and they do not look like they're going to come out very easy. I really hope they do, but we'll see. Look at that. So that one broke free. I've had the blaster soaking on it for about 30 minutes. So I'm just going to start working this out. Nice and easy. Oh, that's awesome. That's such a relief. There's another video out there of the fella that did this, and his broke off. His bolts broke off. So I was really hoping that wouldn't happen here. Let's see if my other one's gonna do so good. Oh man, that's amazing. You don't even know how happy I am right now that those broke loose. All right, so they're loose. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out now. All right, so there it is. That's the part that will shut you down on the road if it goes bad. That's a bunch of crap, if you ask me. So now that it's out, we're going to check it. So we need to check in between those two pins right there. A lot easier to do it when it's out. So I'm going to get on those two pins and make sure I got it set, and I've got nothing. So that's open. So we should be getting a resistance measurement there, but I have nothing at all. So that's pretty much a guarantee that this is bad. So the other thing that I checked out once I started getting some of those weird codes, I went ahead and checked my batteries, because the batteries in this truck are about 4 years old. When I got the truck, I put North Star AGM batteries in it because I wanted something that was going to be bulletproof and super reliable, and they have been. But I do have one bad battery also. So once I get this part installed so that I can actually drive down and get the batteries to replace, I'm going to go down, put some new batteries in, and I hope those other electrical issues will resolve themselves with 2 good batteries in it. It's just kind of funny to me how, you know, I've had no issues with this truck for so long, and now all this stuff's kind of happening all within a short time frame, and then I find out also that I got a bad battery. So I hope that it's all related. But gonna get a new DEF injector. Gonna get it back installed, and we'll crank it up and see if that message goes away. All right, so we've got the new DEF injector here. So real quick, you can see, I don't know if you can see in the video, but it comes with a new gasket installed on the injector. This one you can see is not on there. It's still attached up on the exhaust pipe. So I'm going to take a razor blade and scrape that old gasket off. Make sure you remove that old gasket if it doesn't come off. That way your new one can seal up. But also, just going to check this one real quick, check the new one just to show you. So again, the old one, nothing, totally dead. We come to the new one, and we're good to go. So clearly that was our issue. So I feel pretty confident we're going to put this back together and not have any issues now. So all right, we're going to slide under there, scrape that old gasket off, and bolt this on. So here you can see, you can also see all the white crud that's up inside the hole there. I'm going to try and knock some of that down. I've already kind of stuck something in there to try to clean a lot of that off, but now we need to get this little thin gasket off. All right, so we got her all bolted on, back in place. Just snug these two bolts down. They're, you know, you can see they're really small, so you don't have to really crank them down hard, but you want it tight enough to get the seal. So now we're going to take and reattach our DEF fluid feeder hose. That's just going to clip back on. Let's push it on, give it a little pull, make sure we're good there. And then we are going to reattach our connector. And then once it clips on, we're going to push that red tab back in. So clip that, felt it snap in place. Now I'm just going to push that red tab back in. And that's it. That job's complete. So now we're going to crank up the truck and see if our message goes away. All right, here we go. Still have my check engine light, but it looks like we are good to go. So right here where it says messages, I would get the one that would pop up. I'd have a message right away. It says service DEF. So I'm still gonna have to have the codes cleared out of it. My plan is to get my battery replaced, and then once I replace with the new batteries, I'm going to take it in, get all the codes cleared out of it, and hopefully all my little issues will be resolved. Hope this video helped you guys out. Don't panic when if you get that service DEF system message. It threw me for a loop. I was ready to hack everything off. You know, you start looking online and people just talk about deleting it. I mean, that's an option, but that has its own separate set of challenges also. But definitely, you know, check that, get the code scanned. If you get that p2048 code, definitely check that DEF Injector. Everything that I've read and everything I've seen, it's bad, and that's exactly what it seems like happened here. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you guys down the road.